Our minds want one thing, but our emotions, our fears, they just create this inertia.
The comfort zone trap.
Exactly, the comfort of the familiar, even if it's actually uncomfortable. Like the source says later, we stay stuck because it feels familiar.
And stay.
Come on in, let's talk about it. Come on in, let's talk about it. Make it make sense.
You ever feel like you're just carrying around way more than just your own stuff?
Oh, definitely.
Like the worries of everyone you know, maybe past regrets, and it's just heavy.
Yeah, that sense of being totally overburdened. It's so common.
Right. And if that sounds like you, especially if you like want to figure this out without getting lost in, cliches, then you're in the right place.
And what's interesting is how much of that weight isn't, well, it's not physical, is it?
No.
It's the emotional stuff, the mental tapes playing over and over, the anxiety. It really does stop us moving forward.
Exactly. So for this deep dive, we're actually drawing from a really powerful piece of spoken word content.
Okay.
Think of it like a shot of insight aimed at empowerment.
Huh.
Breaking through those limits we set ourselves is very direct, very emotional about letting go.
And our goal here really is to pull out the core ideas from this source.
Yeah.
The bits that really land about releasing what holds you back.
Yeah, get to the heart of it.
Exactly. We want to give you those aha moments, those practical takeaways you can actually use without just piling on more abstract stuff.
Right, not making it more overwhelming.
No, it's about getting that real understanding and maybe finding a bit of motivation for, positive change.
Okay, so let's get into it. The source, it kind of grabs you straight away with this idea of carrying weight that ain't yours. It talks about the stress we take on from other people, going over the past again and again, old pain,
Yeah.
and feeling like you have to be the strong one all the time.
And the punchline is that this clinging, this holding on, is exactly what's blocking your breakthrough.
That's the key phrase.
It really is. And it makes you think, why do we do that? Sometimes I think there's a sense of duty or even identity tied up in being the strong one.
Or maybe just habit.
Or habit, yeah.
Right.
Rumination, just replaying things without finding solutions. So you hold on, maybe trying to be empathetic, but it just stops your own growth.
It's like being stuck, isn't it? We say we want something different, but we're dragging
If you are enjoying our content, please subscribe, like, and share. Your support is appreciated.
all this baggage. Yeah.
And the source points out that contradiction, like praying for peace while clinging to chaos.
Or asking for healing, but holding on to pain?
Yes. Or wanting change, but being, afraid to actually move. That internal fight.
That friction is so revealing. Our minds want one thing, but our emotions, our fears, they just create this inertia.
The comfort zone trap.
Exactly, the comfort of the familiar, even if it's actually uncomfortable. Like the source says later, we stay stuck because it feels familiar.
And stay small because big feels uncomfortable.
Oof.
That hits home.
It shows how our comfort zones can actively work against what we say we want.
But then there's this really direct, call to action. Let yourself go in the best way possible. Not destructive, but freeing.
Right. And it gets specific, let go of fear, of overthinking, that whole what if I fail spiral.
It challenges those anxieties head on.
And then this line, you already survived everything that was sent to destroy you. Wow, that just shifts your whole perspective, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It grounds you in your own resilience. It's like, look what you've already overcome.
Yeah.
And building on that, it asks these huge questions. What would your life look like? What would it look like if you actually stopped asking for permission to be powerful?
Ooh, permission. Yeah.
It forces you to look at the limits you've accepted, the potential you're not using because you're waiting for someone else to say it's okay.
Like we're waiting for a green light, but it's been green the whole time.
Pretty much. And the source hammers this home, this inherent potential. You weren't born to fit in no box.
You weren't born to be silent, to be second, to be scared.
You were born for impact. It's a flat-out rejection of those limiting stories we tell ourselves.
Or that society tells us.
Exactly. And what's interesting is the shift it demands. Stop looking outside for signs.
You mean like waiting for the right time?
Yeah, or for someone else's approval. The source says you are the sign. And the time being right, well, you make the time right.
So it's not about waiting for more proof.
Nope. It says you don't need more confirmation. You need more courage. It's about trusting yourself and taking action from that place.
Okay. And then it really speaks to that feeling of being just worn out, tired of starting over, tired of fake happy, tired of being the strong one. That hits a nerve, that quiet exhaustion.
It really does. And validating that weariness is so crucial because it's often hidden.
Right.
The source kind of says, okay, your struggles are heard, even the unspoken ones. But to get to that next level, that elevation, you have to let go of the stuff weighing you down.
You can't carry it all.
You can't. The image it uses, you can't rise with all that baggage. You can't fly holding on to what broke your wings. It's just so clear. Let go to go up.
And what about when you feel like, I can't do this, I'm not qualified? That's self-doubt.
Ah, yes. The source has a brilliant answer for that. God don't call the qualified, he qualifies the called.
Okay.
And you are called. It completely flips the script on needing to have it all figured out before you start.
So the feeling, the inner nudge, that is the qualification.
That's the idea. The calling comes first, and the skills, the abilities they develop as you go. It's like, stop hiding, stop dimming your light because you feel inadequate. Embrace your purpose.
That really counters that imposter feeling.
Directly. And it also tackles those inner critics, you know, the voices that whisper, you're too damaged, too late, too far gone.
Erg, yeah. Those are persistent.
They are. And the analogy it uses, the caged bird.
Oh, yeah, that was powerful.
So used to the cage, it doesn't even see the door's been open all along. Makes it think about the cages we build for ourselves, doesn't it?
Definitely. Invisible cages.
Right. And the source just says, look, the door is open, freedom is on the other side. But you have to see it. You have to choose to walk through. You have to trust the process.
And trusting that process, it says, means believing that, well, God's already gone ahead of you.
Yeah, surrendering that need to control everything, just embracing the journey.
And realizing that this season ain't about them, it's about you and God.
It's about finally being who you were born to be. Unchained, unapologetic, and unstoppable. Powerful stuff.
So how do you actually do the releasing, practically?
Well, it encourages acknowledging your feelings first. Cry if you have to, yell if you need to.
Feel the feelings.
Feel them, yes, but don't get stuck there. Don't build a house in that feeling. And then it paints this picture of the empowered you. Someone who walks heavy in purpose, acts with conviction, knows their worth, even changes the atmosphere around them.
That's the outcome of letting go.
That's the potential outcome, yeah. And the actions, they're actually quite simple. Close your eyes, take a breath, and let go.
Let go of the fear, the shame, the weight.
Just let it go. And the core requirement, it's not perfection. God's not asking for your perfection. He's asking for your yes.
Just willingness. Yeah, it feels achievable. Takes the pressure off.
It really does. It cuts through all that am I good enough noise.
Yeah.
And then the focus shifts, gets even more personal. It speaks to the person underneath the strong exterior, acknowledging the potential feelings of, you know, regret, pain, maybe feeling numb.
And it says feeling that overwhelm, that's not bad.
No, quite the opposite. It says that means something woke up in you. Like it's a sign of progress, not a setback.
Okay, interesting.
It encourages you to lean into those feelings, see what they're saying, and find something real to hold on to, something that actually anchors you.
Not just surface level motivation.
Exactly. Something that speaks to the parts of you that nobody checks on. And this leads into challenging that whole myth of having to do everything alone.
Oh yeah, the self-reliance trap. Feeling like asking for help is weakness.
Right. Or that being vulnerable just makes you a target. The source directly questions that.
And it asks this really great question, something like, what if slowing down is how you hear your own voice again?
Yes. What if not having the answers is the doorway to finally finding peace? It just flips the script on that constant pressure to perform and control.
It's okay not to have it all figured out.
It's more than okay. It might be necessary. And then it speaks right to the people who are always the go-to, the supporters.
The ones holding everyone else up.
Yeah. And asks, well, who supports you?
Good question.
And it lands on this incredibly validating message. You are already worthy.
Even when you're not productive.
Even then, even when you don't feel confident, even when the people you show up for don't return the favor.
Wow.
You don't have to keep fighting to be enough. You are enough right now as you are. That's the message we all probably need to hear, like on repeat.
Absolutely. Needs to sink in. And it affirms we deserve good things, right?
Yeah.
Like love that doesn't ask you to shrink.
Peace that doesn't come with conditions.
Rest without guilt. Yes. But it also acknowledges it's a journey, doesn't it? That old habits might pop up again.
It does. It's realistic. But it says the difference now is you've seen something else is possible. You've tasted truth.
So even a little bit of that awareness changes things.
It's transformative, even a flicker. And it offers this reassurance. You are not behind. You're not late. You're not too broken.
You're just in process. Takes away that self-judgment.
Completely. And finally, it reframes healing. It's not always some huge dramatic event.
What is it then?
Sometimes it says it's choosing not to chase people who don't see you.
Okay.
Sometimes it's saying no without over-explaining.
Oh, that's a big one.
Isn't it?
Right.
Sometimes it's waking up and saying, I'm not who I used to be, and I don't need to apologize for growing.
Just owning your own evolution.
Exactly. And the final encouragement is just simple. Keep growing, even quietly, even if no one sees it at first. The journey is for you. Keep going.
So bringing this all together, this whole deep dive, it's really been about seeing those unnecessary burdens we carry around.
The fears, the past stuff, needing approval.
Right. And the sheer power that comes when you actively decide, okay, I'm putting this down now.
Yeah, it's about shifting how you see letting go. It's not failing. It's actually essential for unlocking who you really are, your authentic self.
Becoming that unchained, unapologetic version.
Exactly.
So, as a final thought for everyone listening, maybe something to chew on.
Okay.
Consider one specific area, just one, where you feel that kind of heaviness we talked about. What might it look like, maybe just in a tiny way? Start to loosen your grip on that.
Like, what possibilities might open up if you just allowed yourself to set down even one piece of that weight you've been carrying? What could that first step feel like?
If you are enjoying our content, please subscribe, like, and share. Your support is appreciated.